a minute on the clock. The board is balanced, but only one player can move on. Across the table sits Koneru Humpy, a legend, a world title challenger, an opponent who has weathered the highest pressure for 2 decades. In front of her sits a 19-year-old who, until a few months ago, the world hadn't yet learned to fear. Divya Deshmukh makes a calm, measured move. Her opponent hesitates, just once. The clock ticks louder. A few moves later, it's over. The 19-year-old breaks out in emotion and women's chess has a new champion. How did we get here? What drives that calm precision, that perfect timing, that unshakable control? This is the rise of Divya Deshmukh, the anatomy of a modern chess breakthrough. Divya's public story begins where most careers are defined, in tournaments where results matter. In June 2023, she stood on the top step at the Asian Women's Championship in Almaty. She scored 7.5 out of 9 and went unbeaten. That result announced one thing. She could not be dismissed as a junior novelty. She was a competitor for titles. By 2024, she added another clear marker, a dominant performance at the World Under-20 Girls. She didn't just win, she dominated the field, converting advantage after advantage and closing positions cleanly. That win proved she could finish tournaments, not merely start them. And then came Budapest, the 2024 Olympiad. Divya scored 9.5 out of 11 on board 3. She didn't only help India, she took an individual gold medal for her board. In team chess, pressure arrives differently. Every point shifts a nation's fate. She thrived in that pressure. These are not isolated flashes. These are the structural strokes of a career, the wins that change how opponents prepare for you and how selectors and sponsors look at you, which is why the 2025 Women's World Cup mattered so much. The World Cup is a brutal filter, 107 players, single elimination, classical games followed by rapid tie breaks. You don't get to hide. You don't get a second tournament to make up for a bad day. Seeded 15th, Divya walked into Batumi as a serious contender, but not yet a frontrunner. Her path changed that. Round by round, she beat opponents who had great reputations and were supposed to be roadblocks. Her round 4 match with Zhu Jino was the announcement, a higher-rated, established grandmaster put to the sword. In the quarters, she took out Harika Dronavali in rapid tiebreaks. In the semis, she outplayed Tan Zhongyi. And in the final, she faced Koneru Humpy, legendary, battle-tested, and closed the match in rapid tiebreaks. That single event transformed a promising trajectory into a career-defining pivot. Look past single moments, and you see a pattern. Against higher-rated Zhu Jino, she steered the game into a technical endgame and slowly outplayed a heavy hitter. Against Harika Dronavali, she managed the clock, stayed calm in messy moments, and then took the initiative in the rapid tiebreaks. Versus Tan Zhongyi, she used tempo and the right tactics to create pressure and finish the job. And in the final against Koneru Humpy, she absorbed classical pressure, kept the position level, and then flipped the match in the rapid decider. Across these opponents, the template repeats. Steady and secure early, decisive and precise when it counts. Those match results are the visible part of a routine that is mostly invisible. She starts with disciplined opening prep, learning systems ins and outs, so early surprises don't derail her. She trains rapid and blitz with purpose, rehearsing the exact kinds of decisions a tiebreak forces you to make. She drills endgames until the simplest technical wins become automatic. And she runs short, repeatable reset rituals between rounds so fatigue and emotion don't accumulate. Together, these habits create a player who arrives at the board technically prepared and mentally steady. Let's be clear, the scoreboard hides friction. Here are the silent challenges behind her wins. 1. Experience gap. Many adversaries she beat had decades of top-level match play. Divya had to compress years of experience into months of learning. 2. Expectation pressure. Every upset raises the bar. Every next round becomes a test of whether you belong. She handled that narrative and kept producing. 3. Physical and format fatigue. Classical games are long. Tiebreaks arrive the same day. Stamina matters, and she showed it repeatedly. 4. Opponent preparation. When you beat top names, every coach in the world will study your games. Staying unpredictable demands continual change. 5. Sustaining momentum. A breakthrough can be intoxicating. Turning that peak into a plateau of high performance is the next harder job. She's already shown the tools to face these problems, but each one will be a long game in itself. Pragmatic precision defines her style. It's built on opening discipline, leading to structured middle games. She applies incremental pressure, patiently building scenarios for decisive gains, rather than forcing tactics prematurely. When calculation is required, especially in fast time controls, her rapid tactical capacity ensures clean execution. Finally, her endgame poise allows her to reliably convert slim material advantages. Overall, it's a modern blend of preparation, patience, and precision at speed. The moment we started with, Divya Deshmukh versus Koneru Humpy, the final of the FIDE Women's World Cup 2025, is the clearest example. Stakes: the trophy, a GM title, and a candidate's spot. The two classical games were equal and tense. The decider came in rapid. In that crucial tiebreak game, she manufactured a small edge, avoided counterplay, and converted under clock pressure. That single match compresses her whole rise into 20 moves and 10 heartbeats. The outcomes were immediate and concrete. By winning the World Cup, she earned the Grandmaster title, a formal recognition of elite status, and qualified for the 2026 Women's Candidates, the path to the World Championship. She also moved from promising contender to an opponent every top player must prepare specifically for. In India and internationally, her name shifted from rising to contender. Even after major victories, the work continues. 3 key areas for improvement matter now. First, widen the classical opening repertoire. Diversifying her openings will prevent opponents from steering her into deeply prepared, trap-laden lines. Second, accumulate longer match experience. While her tiebreak strength is proven, she needs more experience adapting across multiple classical games against the same opponent, a crucial skill for the upcoming candidates tournament. Third, sustain form across seasons. The goal is to convert a single peak performance into a reliable, high-level presence week after week, which is the hallmark of champions. Looking forward, expect her to be tested in top women's events and the candidates in the short term. Addressing her repertoire breadth and match experience can propel her into the top 10 women in the medium term. The Women's World Championship is within reach in the long term, but success depends on disciplined growth, targeted preparation, and a strong support system. Divya Deshmukh's rise is not spectacle, it's craftsmanship. She carved a path through technique, time management, and calm under pressure. The move you saw at the start was small and almost invisible, and that's the point. The best finishing moves rarely scream for attention. They arrive because everything before them was built to make that quiet decision inevitable. This is the story of Divya Deshmukh. Please let me know which player you'd like to see featured next. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye!